Hello, and welcome back to the studio. I'm Dr. Wiggo, and today it's deja vu all over again because I have the Acasis updated 80 gigabits per second enclosure, which you can already see comes in a smaller box. They're already improving the packaging. I hope that's not the only improvement. And I ordered another one of these dollar things. We'll just race through the unboxing since if you want to know anything about this enclosure, see last week's video. And today we're going to try out against the new enclosure. This is the black one is completely different. The blue one that came with the old enclosure has ridges, and the Acasis is written this way. Here the Acasis is written the other way. It's bigger. I don't know. It was $1. So let's get rid of these cases because we don't care about those, but it's just so I can tell them apart. Okay, so here's the old box and the new box, and we can see right away the main difference. So on the old box, it was TB501. Now on this one, it doesn't say on the front, but on the back, it's TB501 Pro. Don't know what Pro means, but it's Pro. And almost everything else on the box is identical. They don't really say what the difference is between the two. Well, I won't have trouble telling them apart because as you can see, the original one has a big hole in the middle, I guess for airflow. The old one had the port on, I guess, the bottom, and that's where the LED lit up, and that was for airflow. Here we have on the bottom just airflow. And the port is on the side, and there's a button. Wonder what the button does. I guess we'll find out. Now see, the old one popped right open. It was very easy to get your fingers under there. The new ones, without that hole for you to put your finger down in, it's kind of harder to, well, maybe we should read the manual, shouldn't we? Again, I get another Thunderbolt 5 cable, the 5 right on it. The same thermal pads, and you get 2 of these. This is great in case you lose one. Oh, what's this? Well, again, I guess I'm going to have to actually read the little manual. Package contents. Yeah, all that was in there. Here we go, right here. SSD interface support PCIe 4. PCIe 4. My Sabrent Rocket is a PCIe 5. So that's probably why it didn't work in the old one. And reading this, probably not going to work in this new one either. Well, there'll be other enclosures down the road. In fact, I have the Treblete on order, which should be here in a couple of weeks. I paid $30 for express delivery, and they said, we're celebrating the Chinese New Year right now, so we'll send it out after February 6th. I paid $30 to have it come at the same time. You just plug it in, compatible Thunderbolt 5, USB, et cetera, et cetera. So there's really nothing in here, and it doesn't explain what this is for, although clearly it looks like, pay attention, Dr. Wiggo, it says open right here. So it's even easier to open than the previous model, which you had to kind of get your fingernail up under it. Now it has a little button. Oh, I see. Here we go. Look. See, the old one had the holes for the shorter drives. This one doesn't, so it has this. Yeah, so if you have shorter drives, these holes look like they're going to line up. I'm going to be using full-size drives. Here are the drives I'm going to test with it. Okay, we're going to try the Rocket 5, but we know that didn't work with the old one and may not work with the new one because it specifically says PCIe 4, and this is a PCIe 5. I have a Samsung 990 Pro, which is a PCIe 4. I have the Western Digital 8 terabyte, also PCIe 4. And then I also have a PCIe 3, 2 terabyte. And I'm not sure what brand it is. It doesn't say on here anywhere. But yeah, this is an older school, so that will be slower. These two should be fast. This would be the fastest if it works. May not work. So this time I've started earlier, so I should go down and be able to run all these tests and then come back up here on the same day, unlike last week, where I ran into all sorts of problems. Go watch the video and you can enjoy my troubles. Actually, I think I just talk about it. So I'm going to go try out these 4 drives in both of these enclosures. I already have tried 2 of these over here, so I'll try the other 2 over here, and I'll try all 4 in this one. And then I'll come back up here and report back my speeds and feeds and how fast things moved. Down to the office I go. I'll be back like that.
2 hours later.
Well, that went much better than last week. I'm back up here just a couple hours later. And that's only because I tested more SSDs. To the surprise of no one, these perform virtually identically. With the Western Digital APFS, this got 6,000 writes by 5,600 reads, and so does this one. With the Samsung 990, 2 terabyte, with exFAT, on the old one, it was 5,000 writes and 5,800 reads. But the new one was 4,800 writes, so slightly slower for writes, and 5,800 reads, so same on reads. And then the new guy, the Samsung in APFS, is still 4,800 writes and 5,800 reads. So what can I tell you? And the Crucial P3, which I looked up, it is a Gen 3. On the old one, it got 2,300 writes and 2,300 reads, roughly. But the new one got 2,500 writes and 2,600 reads. So for all intents and purposes, these perform the same. They're the same price. I don't even think they ship these anymore. I think this is the new model. I like the new model for a lot of reasons. Well, one, it's slightly smaller. It's not as thick. The dimensions are slightly smaller. It still has good airflow with the fan and the air blowing out the top. I can recommend either one. So if you already bought one of these, don't waste your money and buy one of these because they're essentially the same thing. It's a better design. It's a little easier to open. Once you figure out there's a little thing here that says pull. But again, the Sabrent Rocket 5 did not work because, again, it's a Gen 5. And in this one, the manual specifically says Gen 4. So now I have to wait for a Gen 5 compatible Thunderbolt 5 enclosure. I have the Tribleet on order, which should be here in a couple of weeks after the Chinese New Year. So when that comes in, I'll be doing another video in a couple of weeks with the Tribleet or Treblet. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's the other Thunderbolt 5 enclosure that's available and that people have gotten generally good results out of. So I'll be testing that one in a few weeks. So the moral of this story was, if you liked the last video, well, you can get one of these, except I don't think you can. I think you can only buy this one now, but this one's better, although performance-wise, they're identical. Yeah, they said, 10, 20 megabytes per second difference, but that's within the margin of error. So when you look right down to it, they're exactly the same speed. They're probably the same electronics. I don't know. I like this one better. I think it looks better. I don't know what to tell you. This is the one you'll get if you order it today, though. So if you go to Acasis, I'll have the link down below. I don't make any money on it. You can go get one of these and get really good Gen 4 and under SSD speeds. I mean, 6,000 writes and 5,600 reads and 5,800 reads, nothing to laugh at. That's plenty fast. Again, remember, for my internal drive on my Mac Mini is 6,100 writes and 5,000 reads. So basically, all the drives in here read faster, well, except the P3, but they write a little bit slower, just a tiny bit slower. This is a good enclosure. It's a couple of $100, and you can generally get it for a price. And right now, at least when I ordered it, for an extra $1, you get a little carrying case. Although it's interesting, well, I guess they changed the carrying case because this one isn't as thick. This case had to be thicker, whereas since this is thinner and longer, well, the case is thinner and longer. But it was still just $1. I would say this has been a waste of my time, but no, because now I have 2 really good Thunderbolt 5 enclosures, and I'll soon have a third one, so I will have no shortage of high-speed SSDs to use with my Mac Mini for all my video editing needs in the future. So that's it for today. See you next time. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye. Now I just got to go wait for the tree bleat to get here after the Chinese New Year. Thanks for staying to the end. Bye-bye.